Welcome back to the Legend of Hilda, Trails in the Sky. It was like Hilda, the main character here, is taking these two new made prospects for a little tour. They're going to go see the Queen, you know, that sort of thing. It's like, it's all about Hilda these days, isn't it? Yes, yes. Hilda, what business do you have with Her Majesty at this hour? I'm bringing some tea and spoons at her request. And spoons. The current situation means that Her Majesty is denied the right to even go about her daily life as she wishes, after all. Such harsh words. Who are these maids with you? I don't recognize them. His Grace ordered me to hire on some additional staff to help. They've only just arrived at the castle today. Really now? Yeah, you're pretty cute. So thank you. Like, not you. Like pals. Huh? I get the feeling we've met before. Crap. Do you stare so hard at every young lady you see? I do hope you're not thinking anything untoward. Do you hope you're not thinking any untoward thoughts? I rather think that His Grace and the Colonel would disapprove. Hey, it's not like that. We're the elite of the Royal Army. We wouldn't do that. All's well then. Now, will you please allow us to pass? Pardon us, ladies. Please go ahead. Phew, that was intense. Thanks, Hilda. You're a real lifesaver. Yeah, that was really well done. I'm just glad I could help. Now then, are you planning to change your clothes before going to see Her Majesty? If you prefer, I can just show you the way now. I think I'm okay as is. Boy clothes, now. Now. Oh, for the love of... Why are you always so self-conscious? What was wrong with what you had on? Her face. It's not an issue of self-consciousness. By the way, Hilda, is this room what I think it is? Yes, it is Princess Claudia's bedroom. But she rarely sleeps in the castle, so the room is all but unused. Huh. No kidding. But I heard that the princess was tending to the Queen? Triple dot. I guess that's just gossip then. You'd have to ask Her Majesty for the full details. The room is on the second floor at the Royal Keep. I'll take you there. I'm just wondering if there's any clues in this room as to anything. Doesn't seem like there is. Still going around as Hilda though. See if we leave. Her Majesty's room is on the second floor of the Royal Keep. Alright then, so if there's only that, we've got to go up. I was going to say, like, there's no other room to go to. So it's like, okay, very well. Yep, that's it. I beg your pardon, Your Majesty. I brought the two I spoke of before. This is Joshua and Estelle. Thank you kindly. By all means, enter. As you wish. I'll wait for you here. You two go on in. Right. Pardon us. Oh. I bid you welcome. My name is Alicia von Oslis? Go with that. I'm the 26th monarch of the nation of Liberl. I'm Estelle Bright. I'm a junior bracer of the Bracer Guild. And I'm Joshua Bright, of the same affiliation. It is a great honor to meet you, Your Majesty. Estelle and Joshua. I have truly been looking forward to meeting you both. I regret that I cannot offer you proper hospitality, but I have prepared some tea. Oh my! Please have some and relax. Oh, it's lovely. I see. So Professor Russell asked you to bring this information. Pitch black orbit, capable of negating all of her orbital energies. And you say that the Colonel has acquired it. Professor told us that you might have some idea of what he intends to do with it, Your Majesty. Can you tell us anything? Triple dot. I have but a vague idea. But I did not think that the Colonel even knew of it. Perhaps I am worrying about nothing. But even so... Excuse me, but what is this vague idea you have? I suppose there is no harm in telling you. Roughly 10 years ago, a massive orbital reaction was detected beneath Gransel. Professor Russell was the individual who came to investigate. Did this happen in the vicinity of the sewers? No, far deeper underground than that, in fact. Professor Russell was under the impression that it might be a relic of the ancients that still functioned. Wow. So, it was a bona fide artifact then. Most artifacts I know of have lost their function, like the mechanisms on the top of the towers. But every now and again, you find one that still functions, like Mayor Dalmore's family heirloom. Something like that is beneath Gransel. So what does that tell us about the gospel? Maybe it could be used to halt the artifact's functions? Could it do that? Yes. However, we were unable to establish the nature of the artifact, or indeed why it was buried beneath the city. But it is beyond my imaginings how the Colonel could know of its existence. Professor Russell's research on it was kept strictly confidential and off the record. I see. In any event, it seems likely that trouble is on its way. Honestly, just as I start to think maybe the Colonel might be a slightly nicer guy than we were giving him credit for. When someone's trying to stir up some trouble, that's when us braces come in. Won't let him get away with what evil scheme he's trying to pull off. I'd expect no less from Cassius's daughter. Exclamation. You're acquainted with our father, your majesty? He was a friend of my late son's, and a great saviour to the nation. Even after he retired from the army, he would sometimes undertake requests for me. Really? I didn't know that. I imagine that there are a great many things about him that you do not know, including the precise role he played in the war 10 years ago. I assume you have not been told? Well, nothing super detailed. Perhaps then, that is the role that I am meant to play. Estelle and Joshua. Will you indulge me by listening to an old story? Oh, yes, absolutely. There's no indulgence, your majesty. Here we go. 10 years ago, in the spring, a tragedy occurred in the southern reaches of the Erebonian Empire. Oh. Its cause is yet unknown, so that is something I must admit. The Empire used the event as a pretext for the invasion of Liberl. So began the sad times that would be known as the 100 Days' War. Just as the Empire made its declaration of war, a massive military force breached the Harken Gate. In what seemed like scant moments, all of Liberl became occupied territory, save for Gransel. It is said that the invasion force was 3 times the size of the entire royal army. The reinforcements from Calvert were too late to stop their advance. So, it was but a matter of time before Gransel too would fall. But 2 months after the outbreak of hostilities, the war changed in a way that none could have imagined. Patrol airships had just been deployed and were used to recapture Liberl's checkpoints, severing the Imperial Army's communications. The Royal Army then set about recapturing the major regions one by one, using ships launched from Leisten Fortress. Zeiss, Rouen, Beauvais, Roland. With their supply lines severed, the Erebonian forces occupying each region were swiftly crushed. And the one behind this plan for a counter-offensive was none other than one Colonel Cassius Bright. It was your father, who was General Morgan's right-hand man at the time, as well as Colonel Richard's superior officer. Afterward, through the intercession of the Brace Guild and the Septine Church, the war was brought to an end. But it was at this time that Cassius lost what he treasured most in all the world. Aww. Lena, your mother, Estelle. That clock tower was destroyed in the Imperial Army's vain attempts to hold back the counter-offensive. What followed? I am sure you know. Cassius was not even able to be by his wife's side in her final moments. No, I had no idea. And he believed that the military operation that he himself had planned effectively caused her death. Blaming himself, he left the military and took up the path of the bracer. All to stay with the only one he had left. You. And this time, he swore he would be able to protect those he loved. Dad. That idiot. It wasn't his fault that Mom died. How could he even think that? Still. Yes, you are correct. Given that all he lost was in service to his country, the responsibility falls upon me. And so I am sorry, Estelle. I failed to protect your mother. I have wished to apologize to you for a long time. But you don't need to apologize. You protected the peace of this country ever since the war ended. Peace that Dad and all the other soldiers who defended Liberl in the war fought so hard to protect. And the peace that Mum gave her life for, so I could live in it. You have nothing to be sorry for. Stell, you have a kind heart, and I am grateful. It gladdens my heart to have finally met you in person. Now, more than ever. Your Majesty. However, that is why I do not wish you to put yourself in danger. I would like for you to remove yourself from any dealings with this matter. That just can't happen, it's not Estelle's way. What? But Julia, I mean Lieutenant Schwartz, asked us to help you. I thank you. I am grateful for your willingness to do so. But if some tragedy were to befall you in Cassius's absence, I know of no apology that would ever suffice. Ask only that you go back to your home in Roland and wait for your father to return. But, if I may, Your Majesty, the peace that Dad restored and that you protect, though it is held firm, now trembles like a leaf in the breeze. Joshua. If the Colonel is able to use the gospel for whatever purpose he intends, and if he succeeds in making the Duke the new King of Liberl, then what will become of that peace? Ask only that you consider that. Triple dot. Your Majesty? Right when we became junior bracers, we inherited a whole lot of work from Dad. After the Sky Bandit incident, we got that letter in the package, and we've been running around all creation ever since. Feels to us like our Dad's been nudging us in the back this whole time. That's why I want to defend peace, so that everyone we've met and everyone we care about can go on living secure and happy lives. Just like you, just like Mum and Dad. I'm doing this because it's what I believe is right, and I really want to see it through. Still, triple dot. It seems she was right about you. Huh? I too am ready. I'd like for the two of you to carry my request to the Bracer Guild. Your Majesty. My liege, we will do whatever you ask. My request is for the Bracer Guild to rescue those being held captive by the Intelligence Division. Amongst them is my granddaughter, Claudia. Aha, so the princess is being held captive somewhere. Yes, this coup d'etat started when I backed her as a successor to the throne. In other words, Duke Dunham was out of the running. Yes, though he is my nephew, he is possessed of a considerable number of character flaws. In brief, where he is lacking, my granddaughter shines. For the sake of this nation's future, I would have my granddaughter succeed me. Well, I don't actually know her. Yes, you do. But I personally lean toward the idea that your judgment should really be trusted here. No matter the era, there will always be those who object strongly to a woman wielding political power. Not to mention, the memory of the invasion by a large power is still relatively fresh. Some of them will perceive a succession of 2 consecutive queens to be a sign of weakness. How? It's like when you did such a great job of restoring peace, etc., and maintaining peace. It's like, it doesn't make sense to me. Within the context of the world, not I get it outside. It's that sort of you know how I was going about Ash. Within the context of the world, it's you guys are idiots for not just supporting this idea. It's within the world. Not without the world. That makes sense. Nothing wrong with the story, is basically what I'm saying. It is hardly surprising that such a notion has taken root in the minds of some. Some including Colonel Richard, I presume. Quite right. Idiot. Claudia's pending succession to the throne caught him quite unawares. That, along with his passing of this information to the Duke, is what led to this coup. This was all staged so that Liberl would become a strong military power, with the Colonel ruling from the shadows. I see. Finally lets us see the whole picture. So if Liberl became a militarized country, what would happen then? A great many things. Taxes would be levied to fill the war chest. Mobile weaponry would be developed with the express intent of causing havoc on a massive scale. Wide-ranging policy of conscription would be adopted, and no doubt contracting Jaeger Corps would be made legal, which is not the case at present. Oh no. Indeed, the Colonel has made very adamant requests that I enact such policies. I thought that such proposals were born out of a genuine love for his country, but I never agreed that they were the right course of action to take. Yeah, see, it's that. It's like, he's a patriot through and through. He's just massively misguided. Massively. The Royal Army is not all that protects this land. I've worked hard to maintain treaties with other countries. Defending a nation goes hand in hand with free cultural exchange and trade with all other nations, to the benefit of all. You feel the same way, Your Majesty? Yeah, makes sense to me. The Colonel, however, finds such notions to be womanly and foolishly idealistic, and so he demanded that I abdicate the throne in exchange for Claudia's safe return. Exclamation! Many people have had family members taken to ensure that they would not dare to oppose the Colonel. But I am the Queen. I will not allow all that I love about my country to be destroyed simply because of blood ties. Still, she is my only granddaughter. I cannot simply allow her to die. Your Majesty, please try to relax. We hear and comply with your request. We will see to it that the princess is rescued for those who have imprisoned her. Thank you, both of you. With that reassurance, I will do all I can to oppose the Colonel's demands. Have you any other requests, Your Majesty? The gospel still has to be dealt with, and I don't think we should just leave you here. I appreciate your sentiment, Estelle, but the present state of affairs is not contingent upon my freedom or imprisonment. The gospel shall continue to weigh heavily on my mind for a great many reasons. For my part, I will attempt to ascertain the Colonel's true intentions with it. Back in the costumes. Wow, what a totally awesome person. Super nice, but of a seriously strong will. I hope I'm even 1/10 that cool when I get old. Cool. Did you actually just call the Queen that? Still, she definitely has what it takes to govern a whole country. Yeah. I really want to stop this coup thingy and help her. That's definitely outside of Bracer's jurisdiction. Well, first things first, we do whatever we can. Right. But you know, I'm still freaking out about what the Queen told us about Dad. I wonder if she's got any more tidbits she's willing to share. Hello? Estelle and Joshua? Have you finished changing? Oh, yeah. Then we should return to the waiting room at once. It's already after 11 o'clock. Actually, it's almost midnight. Whoa, is it really that late? The Queen spoke with us for a long time. If we stay any longer, it's apt to make the guards suspicious. Yay! We're Hilda again. There's just something fun about that whole idea of like, yep, just becoming Hilda. It's like, yay! I can't remember another moment in this game where we weren't Estelle. Someone remind me if that's been the case. I can't remember. Where's she gone? Oh, it's a lovely view, isn't it? Well now, I was wondering how Hilda managed to get you two in here. Now I see. Those outfits were a marvelous idea. You both look quite convincing. Estelle, Joshua, haven't had such a wonderful day in a very long time. You must come again for tea. Oh, yes. I'd like it if Claudia and Cassius could join us next time. We could all have a nice chat together. Yes, certainly. It's like anything for a spot of tea. Lovely. I fancy myself a cup of tea. Might have one after this. I mean, I always fancy myself a cup of tea, but you know. Are you going home for the day, Miss Hilda? Yes, I believe so. Just be sure not to do Her Majesty any further discourtesy. That's not fair. But please, relax. We are patriots to the core. That's good to hear. Now, I believe that we shall be on our way. Pardon me. By your leave. By the way, ladies. I don't think we ever got your names. May we ask them? It's like, I like the idea of going like with Shara. Although they might know that name. Lena. My, isn't that a lovely name? There's a pleasant ring to it. Thank you very much. And how about you, miss? You can call me Karen. Karen, you say? That's a very pretty name. You're too kind, sir. I'm rather fond of it myself. Are you now? Oh, all right. Where were the special ops? My name is... I think that's just about enough. I sense an ulterior motive at work. No, I mean, it's not, at least not for us. Triple dot. Please be safe on your way home. Oh dear, oh dear. Hello, Hilda, you need something else? We're keeping watch over Her Majesty, you have nothing to worry about. Good. I just like she can just intimidate them with a look. It's like, oh dear. Well, aren't you, Mr. Popularity? It was like their eyes all changed when you told them your name. Hey, it was not. Didn't see you shying away from joining in the conversation. Sure, but that doesn't mean I wasn't nervous. I kind of lost all my confidence there. Eh? There's a hic there. What's all the noise about? Who's this? Who's this? Ugh. Oh, Duke Dunnan. There's a lady of the court. Hey, Mace. You don't look familiar. These are two of the new hires who I'm instructing. This is Lena and that's Karen. They're still quite an experience, so I'm giving them some extra training time. Triple dot. Did he recognize us? Not good. Given how many times we've run into him, it'd be bizarre if he didn't recognize us. Come now, Philip Wells. Enough with the staring. It's quite unusual to see coming from you. Stiff upper lip and all. Please, pardon my rudeness. He knows, doesn't he? But he's going to be like, yeah, this is the best thing I can do for you guys is to not say anything. You look much like my niece. My eyes were playing tricks on me, it seems. I'm dreadfully sorry for this discourtesy. Oh, it's no bother. Please, don't concern yourself. No, I stop and look. I must say that you both look quite lovely. You with the brown hair, you have a very healthy, clean look to you. Ugh. As for you, I personally think you look best with that raven hair of yours even longer. I am on it. Yes. Lena, was it? Not? You shall attend to me this evening. Your Grace. I don't want to serve him tea. I don't think tea is what he wants served. Your Grace, your flirtations, while flattering, are best saved for another time and place. All of the maids in the castle work directly in service to Her Majesty Queen Alicia. I trust you've not forgotten. I know. Some folks simply can't appreciate a joke. The castle will be mine in a week's time anyway. You can set aside time for some fun then. Triple dot. Your Grace, please, no more of this. I do not mind when you drink to excess, but you know how your libido gets in such instances. I say this, knowing full well that I may be reprimanded for it. But I said I was just joking. Enough, I'm going to bed. As you wish, Your Grace. The room is right over there. Where am I? Whoa, all right, Lena. You just let me know if you have any problems, anything at all. I'll give you the best advice the future king can give. Thank you very much. Aren't you cute? Yes, good. Am I going again? Is this my room? Oh yes, this will do. I apologize unreservedly for all the fuss. His Grace will likely remember nothing of this come the morning. Please set your minds at ease. I should certainly hope so. I am truly sorry. Madam and young missus, I beg your pardon, but I must take my leave. He has to put up with so much. The curse. Oh, the doors didn't. What? Like, again, the game works reasonably well with like being so widescreen, but clearly not designed for it. It's just funny to see, but it's like, yeah. Anyway, I feel so badly for him. He truly seemed to bear the weight of the world on his shoulders. Oh, do you know Mr. Philip Tuels personally? Yes, ever since we were children. Not nearly as well as we once did, thanks to the one he serves. I see. Sure seems like he's nervous all the time, doesn't he? Bet that everything between the Duke and the Colonel has him completely on edge. Probably, yeah. By the way, what was that you were saying earlier about me being the popular one? The Duke certainly seemed awfully fond of you. Please. I'd like to keep my food in my stomach, thank you. Alright, back to before. I feel like I'm missing something. Why would the Duke want tea so late? Well, you see... Estelle... Allow me to elucidate the matter of tea, and why gentlemen should never request it in polite company. Secret's up. Huh? Come closer. Hilda whispered something to Estelle's ear. Triple dot. Now do you understand? Yes. Hopeless. Completely hopeless. Thanks for everything, both of you. If not for you, I don't know what we would have done. Please, it was the least we could do in Her Majesty's service. I only ask that you complete the request she made of you. I feel the same way. I beg of you, do everything in your power to save the princess. Oh, are you one of her royal retainers? Yes, I regret that I rarely get the chance to serve her directly. She's so kind and open. She's always treated me more like a friend than a servant. The thought of her being held captive keeps me up at night. I understand. And you can rest easy now that we're on the job. We'll save her. Shall we be going? Indeed we shall. Don't believe any suspicions have been raised. Just keep alert until you return to your room. You never can be too certain of how close the intelligence division is watching you. Indeed. Oh, I do hope the princess is doing all right. I should have gone with her. No. You'll be all right. You're fine. This is intelligent. Yeah. Right, has everyone come back? That's the question. No. So there shouldn't be many people to speak to. Even the chef is gone. I mean, it is midnight. Pretty much now. It was nearing midnight, and now is it? Shan't bother with you. I don't feel like there's going to be anything updating you guys on like, oh, you can't go in there. Oi. That's essentially it. So, where do we want to check first? What might I inquire are you doing at this late hour? Captain Amalthea. Good evening. I realize that you've been invited here. Don't you think it a bit late for your kids to be out wandering around? Please pardon us. We've simply never been in a castle like this, and we couldn't resist the urge to take a look around. Oh, that's certainly understandable. So where were you half an hour ago? Please enlighten me, if only for my own edification. It's like... It's like we can't say kitchen because she could have been in there. I'm trying to think, like, where would have been a safe place to, like, say, where people would back us up, and I'm only thinking, like, the maid quarters. It's like admin room, royal guard room, it's like, cellar, no. It's like, that feels like the... Although, trying to think, like, who was, like, where there was nobody around. It's like, there was no one in the admin room. Can't say the royal guard room. It's like, ooh. I feel like it's a choice between those two, because there was someone in the kitchen, the royal guard room's a no, there's someone always in the cellar, so it's like, it's between these two. I'm going to say maid quarters, because then someone could back me up from the maid's quarters and be like, oh yes, they were here. I admire your honesty. So let's not waste time on games. I did in fact receive several reports on you going in and out of the maid quarters. Phew. Do you not think it a bit odd to be looking around in that particular place? What? You don't think that questioning someone like that, when you already have the facts, is a little cruel? I'll take that as a compliment. So what business have you in the maid quarters? I suggest you answer honestly. Well, Oh, Estelle and Joshua. You've been here the whole time? Zin. It's wobbling a bit. Ah. Oh, now that's the stuff. You're drunk. Oops, sorry. Hey, if it ain't my favorite gorgeous officer lady. Nice, some luck that we meet up again, eh? I suppose. So what's going on? Are my students here causing any trouble? Students? No, it's just that they were in the maid quarters for a while. Merely wanted to know their business simply as a security precaution. Yeah, I totally get you. I just sent them out to find some munchies to go with my booze. Hey Joshua, you kids find anything to eat? No, the cooks aren't back yet, I guess. Went to ask the maid in there if there was any way we could get our hands on something, but no luck. Oh well, to do without, I guess. Hey, I just had a great idea. You wanna come and join me for a drink? I mean, hey, I can go with drinks like a beautiful lady. I'm afraid I'm busy, so I'll have to decline your generous offer. My apologies for the misunderstanding. But I would advise you to return to your room and remain there for the rest of the night. I have to investigate any suspicious activity, you understand? Oh, of course. It is late. You should probably just get to bed. Very good then. Now, if you'll excuse us. Well done, Zin. Ah, denied. Well, might as well just go back to the room. Right. We'll go with you. Looks like we managed to convince her at least. What? Zin, aren't you drunk? I was acting drunk. I haven't had a single drop. No way, your face hadn't even gone all red. He focused on making his blood circulate better, which made it look like he was intoxicated. It's almost some kind of Eastern martial arts breathing exercise, right? I'm surprised you're familiar with it. Yes, it's called holding your breath. But hey, you seem to be in a tight spot, so I figured I'd distract everyone. Nice, huh? Saved your bacon, as the saying goes? You're an evil, evil man, Zin. Okay, sure, you did help us out, but you also surprised the hell out of me. Sorry about that. So, what's the story? What story? I would have thought it'd be obvious. No. The story of you meeting the Queen. Whoa, wait, what? How did you? Didn't Alan tell you something about this? Actually, I couldn't get him to tell me anything. But now I know anyway, don't I? Triple dot. Without prior knowledge, there's no way you could have just guessed. The clues are there, Joshua. You just have to pay attention. So how much do you really know? Guess it's finally time to show you this. Zin produced a letter from his pocket and handed it to Estelle and Joshua. What's this? I know this handwriting. Well, don't just stand there, read it. It'll explain a lot. Okay. Dear Zin Vathek, hope this letter finds you well. I know I've been out of touch. I'm in a hurry, so I hope you'll pardon my bluntness. My work concerning the Jaegers is leading me into Imperial territory. However, due to the fact that unusual forces seem to be influencing matters inside Liberl, I feel uneasy being absent for so long. This is why I must ask a favor of you. Could I persuade you to come to Liberl and help out, if they need it? Since you haven't been to Liberl before, perhaps you could think of it as a recreational trip. There is a martial arts competition before the Queen's birthday celebration, and foreigners can participate. It would make fine camouflage. I realize that this is sudden, but if you can do it, I would be most grateful. I'm intending to return to Liberl before the festival, so hopefully we'll be able to have a drink together when I return. Cassius Bright. Yes, you may have the chance to meet my son and daughter. They're currently apprentices at the guild, so if you happen to meet them, feel free to test the extent of their training. Try not to bail them out too much, unless it seems like they really need it. So Dad actually asked you to come to Liberl, which means he's in Erebonian now. That's the long and short of it. The long and short of it. What it means is that you were in cahoots with him all along. It's kind of a nasty way to put it, don't you think? Owed Master Cassius a favour from the time he spent in Calvert. This letter just gave me the chance to make us square again. I suppose. When did you realize that we were his kids? I had a feeling from the outset. Once I saw Estelle's techniques with her bow staff. I asked Kiseki about it, and that confirmed it. It would have been nice if you said something about it at all. I've been worried sick wondering where Dad's been. I know, and I'm sorry I haven't said anything. But I got the impression from the letter that he was trying to keep his whereabouts a secret. Still, we definitely his kids, alright. You can pull off a job. Start that sentence again so it's more cohesive. Still, you're definitely his kids, alright, if you can pull off a job as big as sneaking an audience with the Queen. I suppose so. He knows this much. Wouldn't hurt to tell him everything, right? I agree, it'd probably be best to fill Zin in on everything. It is a bit far-fetched to say that we could put an end to this whole situation on our own, after all. Estelle and Joshua told of how they managed to speak directly with the Queen, as well as the Queen's request to safely rescue Princess Claudia. I see. But something seemed a little off when everyone was talking at the party. Alright then, I'll help you out with that little request. What, you will? Yep, I think this is the ideal opportunity to settle my debt to Master Cassius. Please let me help. We'd be glad to. Thank you once again. Hello. What is this place? It's certainly very, very different in architectural style. Never would have imagined that something like this even existed. It's larger than I expected. Lieutenant Lawrence, be so kind as to show us the way to the lowest level. Yes, sir. Well. Whoa. Is this some kind of mechanical monster? Oh, well. So these must be Archaisms. Holy shit. Took out that thing in one stroke. You were the quickest to react. You're indeed truly a force to be reckoned with when you don't hold back. You flatter me, sir. Your quick draw technique as well was quite remarkable to behold. I can see that you studied under the Divine Blade himself. 8 leaves. I am humbled. Did they mention this in Cold Steel? I think they did, didn't they? Still have a ways to go before I can really humble anyone, I'm afraid. But time waits for no man. The skills I possess now will have to be enough. My strength may be meager, but I must forge this kingdom's future with my own 2 hands. My brave men, the way to the ultimate power is open. A bright new dawn approaches for our beloved Liberl. I expect only the best of each of you. By your order, sir. Here the special ops will work as one for the Colonel. For the glory of Liberl. For the glory of Liberl. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, I'm back here. I understand the situation. You performed admirably. I'm amazed that you were able to deliver the Professor's message to Her Majesty in person. We just got lucky is all. The real question is, how much longer is luck going to be on our side? Yes, we're really going to have to stay focused. If you understand that already, then there's nothing more that I need to tell you. In any case, you can consider Professor Ross's request to be fulfilled. Please accept this as compensation for a job well done. Well, I knew that. Now then, Zin. It was pure providence that Cassius invited you here. You need the help of an A-rank bracer like yourself. No need to even ask. Even if I didn't have a debt to repay to Cassius, I couldn't possibly stand idly by in a situation like this. I'm with you until the end. I knew we could count on you, Zin. By the way, what's this A-rank business? It's a rank that signifies a full-fledged bracer's full power. There are 7 ranks, ranging from G on the bottom up to A at the top. That's all, isn't it? So he's the highest rank you can get? Oh, I never knew you were such a badass, Zin. Well, I may be A-ranked, but I'm still an underling, so to speak. There are 20 A-rankers across the continent. But above that, there's an informal S rank. That one's only granted to bracers who successfully resolve issues on a national scale. There are only 4 of those on the entire continent. Oh, I'm not sure I even want to think about what they can do. Really don't know any of this stuff, do you? One of the 4 is Master Cassius. What? Okay, Joshua, you're not going to tell me you knew about this already, right? Right? Sorry, but yes, I did. Solved a major case for the Republic about 5 years ago. Oh, I swear. It's hardly worth even getting upset about anymore. One army soldier, hidden hero, divine blade, S-rank bracer. He's really so damned awesome. Then it sure would be nice if he'd come back and take care of this case. You may be right. If he were with us, perhaps this would never have escalated to the point where a coup d'etat was even possible. Joshua, what's wrong? Just think about how strange this is. This whole chain of events apparently started with Dad going off on his trip. It's as if whoever planned this coup was waiting for him to be gone. Now, I do know from Cold Steel that very much like he was taken out of the picture in terms of Liberl, so Ouroboros could enact things. So it's like, So it's like, it is like they got him out of the country and this is why everything's happening. Like, they did that on purpose. We know this. At least, it's just the impression I have. Oh. So what you're saying is that the coup was planned around his departure for the Empire, which, again, we know that was planned. Am I correct? No, I'm sure that would be overthinking things. Can't think of anyone who could possibly manipulate Dad like that without him noticing he was being used. I know who. They'd have to know him and his behavior patterns exceptionally well to be able to pull it off. Just tying that back into what I said when we had that little meeting with, I forgot his name. Richard. It's like, we're having that little meeting with him. It's like, my suspicions with Joshua. It's like, well, yeah. Never knew what he was up to, even though he was so close. Don't think that Colonel Richard could have ever managed to pull the wool over his eyes. More likely, it's just that 2 major events happen to overlap with each other. No, they did not. Regardless of the circumstances, we cannot currently rely on Cassius to help. Therefore, I am resolved to prepare for the worst. I believe an emergency conference of the Grancel branch of the Brace Guild is called for. Huh? All other things being equal, I have a request that comes directly from Her Majesty the Queen. The 3rd article of the Brace Code states that we shall never act in a fashion that interferes with the government. We cannot ignore Her Majesty's request, however, so we must act. But we're no match for the Royal Army as we are. Ask the cooperation of all the Braces in Grancel, including Zin, of course. Oh, okay. If we come in conflict with the Intelligence Division, we'll need all the help we can get. And ideally, we should have the cooperation of other branches, but the checkpoints have been completely sealed off as of today. Ostensibly, to foil any potential terrorist activity. What? So it basically amounts to martial law. So the enemy is finally moving at full tilt. This may be to stifle any activity on the part of any Royal Guardsmen in hiding, as well as ourselves. If we're going to conduct a rescue operation, we'll have to do it with the resources on hand. Oh, fun. But we're up to it. So, do we have a solid idea of where the prisoners are being held? It's been on my mind for a while now, actually. With the most likely place to be the Royal Villa. It's the building in the forest, right? It would make sense. The soldiers are using it under the pretense of counter-terrorism. Few would question it. I can't imagine they'd want to lock in a lady of the royal family in a cell in Leiston Fortress. Considering it's the army we're going to be going against here, I'd like a more solid confirmation, however. We assaulted the wrong place. We'd have hell to pay for it. Yes, precisely. But in either case, we must assemble any bases currently in the royal city. Can I ask you to assemble them here for me? Any information you could gather while doing so would be much appreciated. If I'm not mistaken, Estelle, you and your friends are acquainted with a reporter, correct? Oh, you mean Niall? Yeah, we should see if he's picked up anything significant. Also, we must attempt to enlist the aid of the guardsmen who are in hiding. If you can get them to contact me, it would be greatly appreciated. So, in other words, we need to get in touch with Sister Julia. She helped us with the invitation before, so we should let her know what's going on. So, off to the cathedral then? There are 4 other braces in the city: Kurt, Grant, Connor, and Annalise. Check the bars and their usual hangouts. They may also be in the hotel. If you see them, please instruct them to come back here. Sure thing. Alright, then off we go. And obviously, ending this part here, quite a long part, but we'll see you in the next part when we go around pretty much doing our rounds, I assume. So we'll see you then. Ta-ta.